Hey, what's up, everybody? Gonna do a reaction, man. This is an album reaction, and it's featuring the music of the HoneyDrippers. The HoneyDrippers featuring Robert Plant. So, man, this is my very last reaction on the classic rock platform, and I just want to give a shout out to Evelyn first. Thank you very much for the reaction recommendation. And yeah, so it's a full album, and I believe that this is their first, the HoneyDrippers' first album, Volume 1 it's called, so definitely their first album. And I remember, some of this back in the day. I remember Sea of Love and Good Rockin' at Midnight. Maybe there's more from that album, but I can't think of it off the top. So I'm going to enjoy this, man. I like some of the old 50s type early rock and roll, had that bounciness in it. So I'm going to enjoy this very much. So without further ado, the HoneyDrippers, Volume 1. Let's get it. Cheers.
My head down to my toe. She make me feel so good all night long. Really rock till I'm almost gone. Get through, feel like a chill from my head down to my toe. My baby make me all feel so good. Will she hold me or drive me back? Do the little things we do. I feel like a chill from my head down to my toe. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh. Stop now, got have love. Ooh, wow, I get through, head down to my toe. She treat me tender, heart's up fine. She surrender her lip to mine. Get through, I feel like a chew from head down to my toe. I get through.
Good jam. It's all about the jam back in the day, man. Everybody just bringing the house down. How the horse and the cart starts it off. I even remember the video.
Do you remember when we
There's the
met?
man.
That's the day I knew you were my pet. I wanna tell you how much I love you. Come with me, my love, to the sea of love. I wanna tell you just how much I love you. Come with me.
That's actually his daughter, right?
Just how much I love you. I wanna tell you, oh how much I love you.
Hilarious. Great video.
I got a woman, well town, she's good to me. Oh yeah.
Of course he'd be singing this,
I
man.
got a woman, way town, she's good to me. Oh yeah. She's mine, while in me. Oh, she's kind, oh friendly. Yeah, I got a woman, well town, she's good to me. Oh yeah, she says love early in the morning, just me. Oh yeah, she says love early in the morning, just me. She says love, just me. Oh, she loves me so tenderly. Yeah, I got a woman, well town. She's good to me. Oh, she's good, she's good, she's good, yeah.
This is his house.
She's there to love me both day and night. Never grumbled or fussy, always treat me right. Never running in the streets, no, leaving me alone. She knows the most place out, right back there in her home. Well, town, she's good to me. Oh yeah, now I got a woman, oh way in town. Oh, she's good to me. She's my baby. Oh, don't you understand? Love me, man. Yeah, I got a woman, well town. She's good to me. Oh yeah, don't you know she's alright? Don't you know she's alright? She's alright now. Oh yeah. She's my little Diane, no running around Sue. She ain't know my dawn. No, no,
He's one of those great artists that continues to reinvent himself. That's a cool thing about Robert Plant.
Every time I kiss somebody new, I
Young.
make believe I'm kissing you, but I can't kid my aching heart, 'cause my heart knows we're still apart, and each night is like 1,000 years. Oh, since I've got these young boy blues, I wanna cry when I hear your name. If I cry, I feel ashamed, so I let my pride be my guide. I keep those tears inside, and each night is like 1,000 years. Oh, I can't lose these young boy blues. Oh, don't know where to go, don't know what to do. I'm so lost and lonely since I lost you. Every time I kiss somebody new, I make believe I'm kissing you, but oh, I making hardcore. My heart knows we're still apart, and each night is like 1,000 years. Oh, since I've got these young boy blues.
I'm guessing this is how they would probably promote him if he ever got on the road as a single act. Luckily for us, you know, Jimmy Page got to him first. Maybe he wouldn't be singing 50s style, you know, rockabilly, but, you know, maybe he might be in a capacity, in a solo capacity like Rod Stewart later on.
Midnight.
Excellent. I really dug this video back in the day, man. What have we got? Great sound. Still just as good as the studio version. Well, almost. It's never as good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I remember when I was younger, I remember seeing the HoneyDrippers on Saturday Night Live. And, everyone was making such a big deal, and the applause was just wild. And I thought, geez, it's just a couple of cats doing some numbers, some rock numbers, but I didn't know the significance of both Robert Plant and the other guy that plays the guitar there. He's from the Stray Cats, and I recognized him. I just didn't recognize Robert Plant. And knew all about him and the whole Led Zeppelin thing. But going back in time now, in my mind's eye, that was my very first exposure to Robert Plant. And then come to kind of catch wind about the songs and the music, and then the music videos. So yeah, really cool way to kind of make those connect those dots, But it's cool to see how Robert has reinvented himself. Some people would probably be, maybe stuck in a rut, gridlocked into trying to be as good as their Led Zeppelin years, or just being overwhelmed at the idea of trying to match up to what they've accomplished before. So I don't think that he was plagued by any of that. I think that he just said, hey, I'm an artist first, and it's about recreating yourself and doing something different, doing something new. I've got a lot of range. Let me use my damn range, So, it's cool to actually see this. And he's constantly making all of those different adjustments and changes. So yeah, I definitely give Robert Plant props for his ability to adapt and change, and recreate. Not adapting and changing as so much as recreating himself. All right, so I got to look up the name for the guitars for the Stray Cats there. All right, so the HoneyDrippers. The HoneyDrippers were a rock and roll band of the 80s, deriving their name from Roosevelt Sykes, an American blues singer also known as Honey Dripper. Former Led Zeppelin lead singer Robert Plant formed the group in '81 to satisfy his longtime goal of having a rock band with a heavy rhythm and blues basis. Formed originally in Worcestershire, the band was also composed of fellow former Led Zeppelin member Jimmy Page, Jeff Beck, a former Yardbirds member like Page, and other friends and well-known studio musicians, including Judas Priest guitarist Ernest Chataway. Oh wow, I didn't know that. The band released only one recording, an EP titled The HoneyDrippers Volume 1, on the 12th of November in '84. But this lineup never actually got into the studio, did they? They performed in a concert at Keele University in '81. The HoneyDrippers peaked at number 3 in early '85 on the Billboard Hot 100 with a remake of the Phil Phillips tune Sea of Love, and hit number 25 with Rockin' at Midnight, originally a Roy Brown recording and a rewrite of Good Rockin' Tonight. With the EP's success, Plant stated that a full album would be recorded, but it never was. The band appeared on Saturday Night Live on the 15th of December in '84, performing Rockin' at Midnight and Santa Claus is Back in Town. The band performed Brian Setzer and George Wedenhouse on guitar. The band featured, Brian Setzer and George Wedenius on guitar. Okay. Now which one is which that I'm thinking of from the Stray Cats? I'll figure that out later. Tom Barney on bass, Paul Schaefer on piano, Buddy Williams on drums, Michael Brecker, Lou Marini, and Ronnie Cuber on sax, John Faddis on trumpet, and Tom Malone on trombone. I had no idea they had so many members in the band. On the 23rd of December in 2006, Plant performed a variety show at Kidderminster Town Hall under the title The Return of the HoneyDrippers to raise money for his neighbor Jackie Jennings, who was undergoing treatment for a brain tumor. So the HoneyDrippers Volume 1 is an EP released on the 24th of September in '84 by band lead singer Robert Plant. The project originated when Atlantic Records president Ahmet Ertegun wanted to record an album of his favorite songs from the 50s. Plant was chosen because Ertegun had seen his pickup band, the HoneyDrippers, performing the 1950s standards. Included in the band were Chick frontman Nile Rodgers, Late Night with David Letterman band leader Paul Schaefer and former Yardbird guitarist Jeff Beck and Jimmy Page. The latter was also Plant's former bandmate in Led Zeppelin. Wow, man, I never knew that. I never knew that it comprised of these individuals at first. Robert Plant has stated that this is his personal favorite project that he ever recorded. The album was re-released and in a remastered edition in 2007 as part of a Robert Plant remaster series with the live version of Rockin' at Midnight, previously released on the 12-inch single version of the studio recording, included as a bonus track. Plant and Ertegun discussed the possibility of doing another HoneyDrippers album. But with the latter's death in December of 2006, the plan was shelved permanently. Rest in peace, Ahmed. Or it's pronounced Ahmed. Okay. Oh, and so... Holy cow, there's a long-ass review here by AllMusic, man. 1, 2, 3 paragraphs. Or what the hell, let's read it, man. The HoneyDrippers review by Stephen Thomas Erlewine of AllMusic. A telling thing about Robert Plant at his peak is how he would sneak on stage with Rockpile and sing Elvis songs, or how Swan Song signed Dave Edmunds when his retro rock was about the furthest thing from the monolithic Zeppelin of physical graffiti. Plant always harbored deep, abiding love for early rock and roll, a fact that was often obscured by his restlessness to a side that he indulged on his first 2 post-Zeppelin albums, glistening modern albums with a heavier depth to Robert Fripp than Little Richard. 2 albums in, he switched tactics for the EP Detour to HoneyDrippers Volume 1, an unabashedly retro rock project that hauled out 5 golden oldies from the pre-Beatles era and served them up authentically, or at least as authentic nostalgia. There's a certain sense of pistache here, particularly in how Sea of Love is drenched in oceans of strings, far more than on the Phil Phillips original, which manages to evoke the era of lily white pop covers in a way that no straightforward cover could, but that's part of the charm of the record. Some may find this kind of pistache a bit distancing, even campy, but there's a genuine warmth in Plant's performance, and his ad hoc group of HoneyDrippers, including Jeff Beck and Jimmy Page, is in uncredited cameos, have a great time running through these handful of oldies, particularly Rockin' at Midnight. I'm blown away at the fact that I didn't know this, man, that Beck and Page were in the HoneyDrippers, along with Paul Schaefer. Holy cow. It may not be much more than a lark, but it's truly fun, even if it might have been slightly more fun making it than it is listening to it. Sorry my reading is so choppy, there's all kinds of bars and stuff here. A remastered, expanded version of the HoneyDrippers Volume 1 was reissued as part of the 2006 box set 9 Lives and was then reissued as a separate disc the following year. Okay. And that is what Wikipedia has for us, and this is what AllMusic had for us. So, I learned something new, man. I learned a couple of new things about the HoneyDrippers. Holy cow. Alright, well, I gotta go back and maybe check out some old video footage if it exists, and see Plant, Page, and Beck all together in one grouping. That'd be really cool, man. So, but let me know about that. Was it just on paper that they kind of got together, maybe jammed only once or twice, but we never actually saw them in the form of music videos, in the form of performances? Because Saturday Night Live, well, I wouldn't have known back then who Page was, even if, you know, he was with him on stage. So I don't know, but did they ever appear together? That's my question. Let me know about that. That'd be really cool to look into it further. Alright, man, so that concludes our look at the HoneyDrippers and look at Robert Plant post-Zeppelin, reinventing himself and moving forward. And, you know, of course, I'm sure he's proud of his accomplishment with Zeppelin, but I was thinking to myself, if he had the platform to be marketed and billed as a soloist, I don't know if he would have gone this route. Maybe he would, maybe he wouldn't have. But how do you think he would have done by himself as a soloist if he had the opportunity? And that's what it's all about, right? Where do you think he would end up? Let me know about that. All right, y'all. So that concludes our look at the HoneyDrippers, kind of quote unquote our last Led Zeppelin installment for the channel. And Evelyn, thank you very much for this. I appreciate it very much. So moving forward on this platform, what I'm going to do here is you're going to see me from time to time. And unfortunately, it's usually going to be in the form of doing a tribute whenever one of our great rock influences pass, you know. And so once in a while, you'll see me pop in. You might see me if something great in the world of music happens, like a Led Zeppelin reunion, something like that. But mostly, you'll be seeing me if one of our great icons of rock pass on. I'll stop what I'm doing and make the time to do a tribute reaction. So thanks very much, everybody, for being so great with me over the last 3.5 years and helping me out in a directional format, telling me what to check out, in what sequence, how to do this, how to do that. It was really, really cool having so many people kind of taking me by the hand and saying, well, geez, you know, if you're going in this direction, you got to check this out, you got to check this out. So it's been really, really cool. So I appreciate everyone for being so instrumental in my rock and roll journey. So thank you very much. All right. Yeah, so speaking of Evelyn, back to Evelyn. Just so patrons know, even though you cancel your support, if you keep your account on Patreon, you still have access to all of the Patreon features like the community section and staying in touch with each other. And you still have direct contact with me. So you can message me whenever you feel like messaging me by direct message, and we can stay in touch like that, just so you know. And of course, some of my original subscribers from the very get, you guys have direct access to me as well because you've got my private email. So we'll stay in touch like that. For everyone else, you can just basically just drop a comment in the comment sections of whatever video or whatever the case is. And, you know, from time to time, I'll drop in and check it out and see what people are saying. You know, if there's any bad apples, you know, make sure I block them out and that sort of thing. So, you know, if there's information to be passed on, you can still get a hold of me. Okay. All right. So that concludes our run on this classic rock platform. Fantastic run. Thanks very much again, everyone. Hope you enjoyed all that I've done. And as well, too, in the next, I would say, couple of days, I'm going to start compiling my playlists because you know, I've started this and I've started that and I haven't kept up with it. I've got a Pink Floyd, Rush, and especially Led Zeppelin playlists that I've created, and I've only got a couple of entries into the playlist. So I've got to add a whole bunch of things, especially to the Led Zeppelin playlist, because you're looking at over 200 videos, right? And so I'll do the same for Pink Floyd and Rush, the three big supergroups that I started looking at when I first started my channel. So I'm going to complete those playlists, and I'm going to repost all of the stuff that's not up on YouTube, you know, because sometimes things have disappeared off of YouTube without explanation, and instead of unlisting them and making them public again, I find that I have to actually re-upload. It's weird, I can't understand, but I'll be doing a lot of that. I'm calling it kind of like my spring cleaning of the channel. So every once in a while you'll be seeing either a repost or something like that, but I'll leave notes and let you know what's up and when this was and stuff like that you know, you might find useful. Anyway, have a good one. Take care. Thank you for everything, and I'll be seeing you once in a while. All right, peace.